I want to get into these two offenses that I'll be covering this Saturday, UCLA and USC, because they're both incredible, and they're both kind of built around their best players. And for UCLA, that's their running back, Zach Charbonnet. This guy has been totally dominant, by the way. If you look at what he's done in Pac-12 play, he's rushing the ball for over 8 yards per carry, 159 yards per game, 12 touchdowns and 20 attempts per game in Pac-12 play. Like, he's been sensational. Well, how do they do it? Well, let's start with UCLA. Okay, they've got different styles of run game as we kind of go up and take a look. So they'll run the inside zone a little bit. They'll run this duo or man blocking scheme that I'll show you, and then the stretch and outside zone. The key, though, is that Charbonnet has to have a little bit different timing and patience for each one of these, and he's an experienced enough back to execute all of these really well. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with inside zone. This is the one that, like, most people kind of understand and know. So this play is against Oregon, and what UCLA is going to have in front of them is that they're going to see a run box that only has 6 defenders. They've got 6 to block them, okay? So we're ready to go. So it's just an easy handoff, and he's got to allow that block to take place at the second level. See these guys get up to the linebackers, and that little patience and hesitation allows him to have the bigger lane, and then he's able to burst through and take off, and it's a big play for them. Even Dorian Thompson-Robinson is down the field. So there's just a small amount of hesitation right at the top, and then he can find that lane and get downhill. That hesitation is there because he needs his linemen to have time to get up to the linebackers. That second level block is really important. So what's different when you get a duo scheme or a man blocking scheme? A lot of people don't really understand what duo is. It's hard to explain. Think of it as like power without the puller. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, basically if zone, you're all blocking play side, then duo, you block back in a man style, and then the back goes front side. So a blocking back, man goes front side. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so this one is against Utah, and you really need to equate numbers. Utah walks 7 up in the run box, so they only got 6 to block. Let's motion a wide receiver in. Good scheme by Chip Kelly. So you got the block right there, and then you see the block back, and so this lane's going to open up, and watch how there's no hesitation. In a man downhill scheme, he gets the ball and he's gone right away. There's not that little hesitation, and there's subtleness to this now. It's not like it's a huge difference from the zone blocking scheme and hesitation, but he's gonna get downhill and be more decisive with that ability in the run game. So we've seen inside zone, we've seen the man blocking, that duo scheme getting right downhill. Let's take a look at stretch, because this is also very different. He's got to have the patience to run sideways toward the sideline for a long time and wait for the hole to open up. Not that it's always going to be stretched towards the front side, but he's waiting for a cutoff point by his offensive line in order to then get upfield. Let's take a look. Okay, so this one is against Arizona last week. So they're going to run the stretch play to us here towards the wide side of the field. Watch as he's going to stretch, and now he's got the blocks at the second level. He gets a turn by the center. He gets a turn by the guard, and he finds the lane in the stretch. So patience. Now I find it. Now I'm going to get up there, and I'm going to creep into the secondary, and I'm going to find some positive yards. So 3 distinctly different styles of run that he can execute really well. He's an excellent back. He understands the nuance of every scheme that they run, and it's one of the reasons why they're right now number 1 in the country in terms of yards per carry as a team. They're facing, by the way, a USC defense not great as far as stopping the run. They're 97th right now in the country in terms of rushing per carry defense. Okay. Let's go to Caleb Williams. Okay, so that's Zach Charbonnet for UCLA. What does Caleb Williams do really well? Well, Caleb Williams can hurt you in any possible way as a quarterback. See, as a quarterback, all of us are trying to throw in rhythm. So like that's in rhythm, you go 1, 2, 3, boom, and then there's a nice hitch step sometimes, or maybe it's right on the firm step and then you throw the ball. So if you're throwing and playing in rhythm, lots of quarterbacks can hurt a defense playing in rhythm. Lots of them. Very few can then hurt a defense on the run. That takes arm talent. That takes the ability to keep your eyes up, down the field, and then still be able to throw accurately and in particular stretch the field when you're on the run. I think it takes more talent. There's certainly some more nuance to that. He even goes a step further. The fadeaway. Hold that thought. I'll get to that one last. Let's take a look at in rhythm. What do all quarterbacks dream of? The ability to hurt the defense down the field throwing in rhythm. He did it last week. This is coming off a little play action. It's a wide formation. So as we draw these routes out, take a look at this guy. He's all the way down here low. Why do they do that? Well, to bring the safety closer to the field side so you can throw that skinny post. And did you see him? He was just like, boop, hitch up, bam. And he drove the football right down the field. So when you're in rhythm, and then when Caleb Williams, more importantly, is in rhythm, he can really hurt the opposing defense, and he did it last week. Let's take a look at his ability to improvise and throw on the run, because this is also very dangerous, and he does it as well as anybody in the country. This one is against Washington State. So as the defensive end is going to win here on his pass rush, that's a win. Now Williams is going to have to step up. Okay, so the guard and center do their job. They keep them structure of the pocket. He's able to step up. Eyes up, and then boom, a flick of the arm. I mean, he's a couple of steps on the run, and he comes out and just zoom. That ball is down the field. That's not an easy throw. He does it because the ball stays up on his frame. He doesn't bring it down. He doesn't tuck it. Ball stays up on his frame. His eyes stay up, and he's ready to just push it back and boom, let it rip. Impressive stuff. That's one of the reasons why he's so dangerous, but then he can go a step further. The fadeaway. What are you talking about the fadeaway? Is this like Michael Jordan fadeaway style, right? Late Michael Jordan? Kind of. Let's take a look at the fadeaway. This is against Utah. And when you got a quarterback like this, then the coach is going to put an immense amount of trust in him. How do I know that? There's an unblocked player inside the 5. You're trying to stretch out here with the motion man and then sneak the tight end into the end zone. But the quarterback has to have the disposition where he's fine with somebody right in his face because they intentionally did not block the defensive end. You think about the trust that it takes from Lincoln Riley to say, okay, buddy, you're my Heisman contending quarterback. We're not going to block the defensive end inside the 5. And I just want you to kind of drift back and fade away and read it out. One, it takes immense arm talent. It takes an immense amount of courage from your quarterback. I can tell you that right now. Guess what's not fun? Seeing any unblocked player as a quarterback. And here's Caleb Williams inside the 5. He gets a little fake, and he's supposed to not only read it out, but read it out with an unblocked defensive end. Why? Because he's got the fadeaway. Boom. And he's able to just dip back, find the tight end, and delivers the dime. That's why he's so good, because he can do everything. And that's not even everything, because he can hurt you running the football. But throwing the ball, he hurts you in rhythm. He can hurt you on the run, improvising out of the pocket. And then they've got so much faith in him, he can even go to the fade away. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.